Hello students, this is video number 2, linear programming, chapter 12. In my last class I have discussed about how to formulate LPP, that means linear programming problem, and how to solve it graphically. Now today we will discuss different types of LPP. There are in our daily life we use different types of linear programming problem. First one is manufacturing problems. So in over here we will how much to be manufactured. This is what we are going to see, how much to be manufactured, to get the maximum profits. So if there are two items, say cricket bats or tennis rackets, so how much should we manufacture those items to get the maximum profits, and where the constraints will be provided to us, maybe the manpower, machine hours, labor hours per unit of product, storage space, all these will be the constraints in the problem. So actually these will be the word problems. Then next is diet problem. Diet problem, how much amount of different kinds of nutrients to minimize the cost of diet. So how much amount of different kinds of nutrients should be present in the diet, and at the same time we have to minimize the cost of the diet. And then desired diet should contain the minimum amount of each nutrient. So this is what our objective would be. Then we have transportation problem, that means to transport product at minimum cost, constraints being distance, transportation distance, then cost of transportation per unit. So these constraints will be mentioned in the problem, in the word problem. So let us see one by one each kind of problem. Students, I will tell you over here, in the board exam, from the examination point of view, a 6 marker is asked. Either a 6 marker will be asked from the exercise 12.2 or miscellaneous exercise. Over there you have to formulate the problem by reading the word problem as well as to solve it. It might be a 6 marker, or they also sometimes divided it as 4 plus 2. In 4 plus 2 you get a sum from exercise 12.1, a 4 marker sum, and you get a sum from exercise 12.2. Over there you don't only have to formulate the problem, you don't have to solve it graphically. But in exercise 12.2 over here you have to formulate the problem as well as do it graphically. That means it will be a 6 marker. So I will not doing it, I'll not be doing it graphically. That is for you to do. I will just tell you how to formulate the problem. So this is question number 1, exercise 12.2. Reshma wishes to mix two types of food, P and Q. So this is a diet problem. From here only we can understand this is a diet problem. So Reshma wishes to mix two types of food, P and Q, in such a way that the vitamin contents of the mixture contain at least 8 units of vitamin A. That means it should have 8 units, at least 8 units of vitamin A, minimum should be 8 units, and 11 units of vitamin B. Food P costs rupees 60 per kg and food Q costs rupees 80 per kg. Food P contains 3 units per kg of vitamin A and 5 units per kg of vitamin B. So this is the quantity of vitamins, both the vitamins in food P, while food Q contains 4 units per kg of vitamin A and 2 units per kg of vitamin B. Determine the minimum cost of the mixture. So over here in the exam it will be written using LPP. Okay, that must be written in the exam. They normally write that. So determine the minimum cost of the mixture. So what we are going to do, solution, we have to have a mixture of two foods. So let the food P will be X, let the mixture contains X units of food P and Y units of food Q. Sorry, this will be Q. Y units of food Q. So this is the mixture. Now we have to have these, we have to write in a table so that it is easy for us to formulate the problem. This is food P, this is food Q. This is vitamin A, units per kg, how much units per kg it should be present. Vitamin B content. So vitamin A content should be in food P contains 3 units of vitamin A, it is given in the question, and food P contains 5 units of vitamin B, and food Q contains 4 units of vitamin A and 2 units of vitamin B per kg. And nutritional requirement, at least there should be 8 units of vitamin A in the food and at least 11 units of vitamin B in the mixture. Cost per kg, food P cost rupees 60 per kg, food Q cost rupees 80 per kg. So we have told that food P is X unit, food Q is Y unit. So required LPP will be 3X plus 4Y, and it should have minimum 8 units. It can be greater than 8 units. So 3X plus 4Y is greater than or equal to 8. Similarly over here 5X plus 2Y should also be greater than or equal to 11. So minimum 11. It can be more than that also. And X is greater than or equal to 0. The quantity of food can't be negative. Y is greater than or equal to 0. These are the non-negative constraints. Now we have to minimize the total cost, which I am denoting by Z. You can denote it by C. Anything you can write over here, capital C. So cost of the diet will be 60X plus 80Y depending upon how many units we are mixing. So now you have to solve this. We have formulated the problem. This is the formulation. It carries 2 marks. And rest of the graph will be carrying 4 marks. So solve it graphically, that is for you to do. So this is how we will formulate the problem. Now next is the manufacturing problem. I have discussed question number 4 of exercise 12.2. A manufacturer produces nuts and bolts. It takes 1 hour of work on machine A and 3 hours on machine B to produce a package of nuts. It takes 3 hours on machine A and 1 hour on machine B to produce a package of bolts. He earns a profit of rupees 17 rupees 50 paisa per package on nuts and rupees 7 per kg on bolts. How many packages of each should be produced each day so as to maximize his profit if he operates machines for at the most 12 hours a day? So the maximum time which is available for the machine to operate is 12 hours. So let us see this question. So there are 2 kinds of products here, nuts and bolts. So let X packages of nuts and Y packages of bolts be produced, and we have to maximize the profit, and profit is 17 rupees 50 paisa per package on nuts and rupees 7 per package on bolts. So first I will write like this. These are nuts, bolt. So nuts, machine A on one package 1 hour it takes, and machine B 3 hours. Similarly, for producing one package of bolt, machine A requires 3 hours and machine B requires 1 hour. At the most, both the machines will work for 12 hours. Profit on nuts, 1 packet is rupees 17 rupees 50 paisa, and on bolt profit is rupees 7. So we are producing X packages of nuts and Y packages of bolts. So maximize the profit function. This is Z, 17.50X plus 7Y, subject to this is X plus 3Y less than or equal to 12. Just see over here. So X on nuts, we are producing X packets of nuts and Y packets of bolts. So X plus 3Y at the most 12. So it can be less than 12 also, but not greater than 12. So over here, X plus Y, 3Y is less than or equal to 12. 3X plus Y is less than or equal to 12. These are the constraints. These are the non-negative constraints. Now you have to solve it graphically. Next is see, transportation problem. I have told you there is a transportation problem which is not there in exercise 12.2. It is being discussed in the miscellaneous exercise. There are 2 transportation problems. One of them I am discussing how to solve. So miscellaneous exercise question number 6. 2 godowns A and B have grain capacity of 100 quintals and 50 quintals respectively. So this is the capacity of the godowns A and B. They supply to 3 ration shops D, E and F, whose requirements are 60, 50 and 40 quintals respectively. So ration shop D requires 60 quintals, E requires 50, F requires 40 quintals. The cost of transportation per quintal from godowns to the shops are given below. So transportation cost per quintal in rupees from A to D is rupees 6 from godown A to D. From B to D is rupees 4 per quintal. Similarly, from A to E rupees 3 per quintal, B to E is rupees 2, A to F is rupees 2.50, and from B to F it is rupees 3 per quintal. How should the supplies be transported in order that the transportation cost is minimum? What is the minimum cost? So we have to find that. So how should we supply the goods? So we will make a diagram over here. So with the diagram it is very easy to understand. This is the godown A, this is the godown B. Capacity of godown A I am writing here in this circle, 100 quintal it can store, and capacity of godown B is also 100 quintals. Requirement of D, these are the three ration shops D, E and F. Requirement of D is 60 quintals, E requires 50 and F requires 40 quintals. Now what we will suppose, let X quintals of grains are transported from godown A to D, and let Y quintals be transported from godown A to godown E. So now X out of 100 I have already transported how much? X and Y I have been transported. So what is left? 100 minus the addition of the 2x plus y. This is left, which will be transported from A to F. So this has been transported to F. Now we will see the requirement. The requirement of D was 60, and out of 60 X has already been transported from A to D. So now how much is the requirement? 60 minus X. So rest of the requirement will be fulfilled by B, the godown B. So 60 minus X will be transported from B to D. And from here, from A to E, Y has already been transferred. Y quintals have been transferred to E. So now we will be transporting from B to E 50 minus Y, because 50 is the requirement of ration shop E. So 50 minus Y will be transported from B to E. Now the requirement of F was 40. Out of 100 minus X plus Y has already been transported from here. So rest of it, 40 minus this, will be transported from B. So 40 minus 100 minus X plus Y, which is equal to X plus Y minus 60, will be transported from B to F. Now transportation cost, we'll see from A to D, transportation cost is rupees 6 per unit. Then A to E is 3. From A to F is 2.50. From B to D is 4, then 2 and then 3. And we have to minimize the cost of transportation. So cost of transportation I am denoting by C, you can denote it by Z, you can denote it by P, anything. So minimize C. So what will be the cost of transporting X quintal? 6X. So 6X plus 3Y plus 2.50 into this quantity plus 4 into this quantity, 60 minus X, plus 2 into 50 minus Y, plus 3 into this X plus Y minus 60. Solve it, you will get the simplified form of the cost, which is half 5X plus 3Y plus 820. Now the constraints, what will be the constraint here? Everything will be greater than, X is greater than equal to 0, Y is greater than equal to 0. This also, all these are what? All these are quantities. So quantities can't be negative. So everything has to be greater than or equal to 0. It can be 0, but it cannot be negative. So 100 minus X plus Y is greater than equal to 0, which implies X plus Y is less than equal to 100. 60 minus X is greater than equal to 0, which implies X is less than equal to 60. 50 minus Y is greater than or equal to 0, which implies Y is less than equal to 50. Similarly, 60 minus X is greater than equal to 0. This also is greater than equal to 0, which I have written on the next page. So this is X plus Y minus 60 is greater than equal to 0. X plus Y is greater than or equal to 60. And X is greater than or equal to 0. Y is greater than or equal to 0. So these are the constraints. So all these are the constraints. 50 minus Y. All these are the constraints. So there are how many constraints over here? 1, 2, 3 and 4. 4 constraints and these 2 non-negative constraints, and now you have to solve this graphically. Thank you so much, students. I hope you like the presentation.